Imagine you are a fish. You have spent your entire life surrounded by water. Water is not just where you live. Water is everything. It is the medium through which you breathe, move, sense, and understand the world. Sound travels differently in water. Light bends differently in water. Every piece of information you have ever received about the world has come to you filtered through water. And then, one day, something appears above the surface. Something massive. Something that exists in that strange thin layer above the water where nothing should be able to survive. Something that breathes the empty air. Something that has no fins, no scales, no gills. Something that by every rule of your world should not be alive. That something is a human, and to a fish, you are perhaps the strangest thing that has ever existed. Let's start with what a fish can actually detect when a human is nearby. Fish don't experience the world the way we do. They have eyes, but most fish see in ways very different from humans. Many fish can detect ultraviolet light that we cannot see. Some see polarized light. Others have eyes positioned on the sides of their heads, giving them almost 360 degrees of vision with very little depth perception directly in front of them. When a human stands near water, a fish may detect a large shadow passing over the surface. To most fish, a sudden shadow means one thing: predator. Something big is above. The response is immediate and ancient: freeze, flee, or hide. But a human standing still at the edge of a lake is not attacking. It is just standing there, breathing, existing. And to a fish, that is deeply confusing.
Beyond vision, fish have a sense that humans don't have at all. It's called the lateral line. It's a system of sensory organs running along the sides of a fish's body that detects changes in water pressure and movement. The lateral line allows fish to feel the water around them almost like a sixth sense, detecting ripples, currents, and disturbances with extraordinary precision. When you walk near water, your footsteps create vibrations. When you drop something into the water, the pressure wave spreads outward in all directions. When you wade into a river, every fish within a wide radius feels your presence before it sees you. To a fish, a human entering water is a massive chaotic pressure event. Your body displaces water in ways that no natural creature of that size should. You don't move like a fish. You don't move like any aquatic predator. You thrash, you splash, you send irregular pressure waves in every direction. You are, from a fish's perspective, the most hydrodynamically inefficient creature imaginable. Now, think about sound. Water carries sound much better than air does. Fish live in a world full of acoustic information. They hear the movement of other fish, the sounds of predators, the vibrations of the environment around them. Many fish communicate through sound themselves, producing clicks, grunts, and pulses that travel through water to other members of their species. When a human speaks near water, some of that sound crosses the surface and enters the aquatic world. To a fish, the low-frequency vibrations of a human voice are detectable but alien. They don't match the sound signature of any predator or prey the fish has evolved to recognize. They are just noise, strange, rhythmic, inexplicable noise coming from above the surface. And the surface itself is something fish are acutely aware of. The boundary between water and air is called the surface interface, and fish understand it instinctively. Things come from above. Insects fall from above. Birds strike from above. Danger often comes from above. A large shape moving along the surface interface is something every fish pays attention to, even if it cannot fully process what that shape is.
Some fish, however, have had extensive contact with humans and have developed responses that go beyond simple fear. Carp in public parks learn that certain shapes above the water mean food. Groupers near dive sites learn that humans in strange rubbery suits sometimes bring fish to eat. Manta rays at cleaning stations learn to associate human divers with the removal of parasites, returning again and again to the same humans. These fish haven't developed an understanding of what humans are in any deep sense. They have done something simpler and more powerful. They have learned what humans do. They have identified a pattern. Large, strange, air-breathing creature above the surface sometimes equals food, safety, or relief. That pattern is enough. But here is the strange part. For most fish, most of the time, a human is not a predator, not a food source, and not a threat they have any evolutionary preparation for. We appeared too recently. Fish have been on this planet for over 500 million years. Modern humans have existed for 300,000. For almost the entire history of fish on Earth, there were no humans standing at the edge of the water. So fish have no ancient instinct that says human equals danger. What they have instead is a general wariness of large shadows, unusual pressure waves, and disruptions at the surface interface. We trigger those responses not because we are specifically recognized as humans, but because we are large, strange, and unpredictable. To a fish, you are not a fisherman. You are not a scientist. You are not a person on vacation standing at the edge of a beautiful lake. You are a disturbance, an anomaly, a massive air-breathing shadow that arrived from the wrong side of the water and makes no sense by any rule of the world below. We spend a great deal of time wondering what lies beneath the surface, what's down there, what those creatures are doing in that silent, pressurized world we can barely enter. But the fish were there first, and they have been watching the surface for 500 million years. To them, the mystery is not what's below. The mystery is what keeps appearing above. Huge, graceless, gasping at air instead of water. Alive in a way that, by all the rules of their world, simply should not be possible.